It's Tuesday, November 3rd, Election Day. I have been both dreading and looking forward to this day. This season of election, this season of rancor, unrest, conflict, and dis-ease is almost over, and I'm pleased about that. No matter what happens, the wait is over. The calls, the ads, the campaigning, the posturing, the preening, all of it stops. With this decision made, perhaps we can get back to the more important business of finding new ways to pull closer together while still maintaining a safe distance to keep us all healthy. I am anxious about this day. What will this election mean for our community and world, for marginalized populations? What will it mean for our life together at Trinity? Some will be overjoyed by the election results. Others will be in mourning. Regardless of the result, all of us will be wounded by this experience. But what happens after the election, once all the votes have been counted, once a victory has been declared? What then? Paul writes in the book of Ephesians about divisions between Jews and Gentiles. Ephesians 2:14 says, "For Christ is our peace. In his flesh he has made both groups into one and has broken down the dividing wall, that is, the hostility between us." If God in Christ can do that for Jews and Gentiles, then most certainly God can do it for Republicans and Democrats, conservatives and liberals. When this election is over, we will reach across the divide and begin the arduous process of reconciliation. We will not gloat. There will be no "I told you so," no more stick-it-to-you posts on Facebook, no more tweets damning an opposing candidate. We will focus on unity. We will look to the things we have in common. We will join hands to work together for a better future, a better world for all people. When surrounded by the dividing walls of hostility, our calling as Christians is to be bearers of good news. We will choose love over hate, hope over despair, kindness over contempt. We will keep feeding the hungry, housing the homeless, comforting those who suffer and grieve. We will keep demanding the civil liberties that rightfully belong to every human being. The mentally ill, those struggling with addiction, those in prison, our Black and brown siblings, the LGBTQIA+ community, immigrants and refugees, those living in poverty, those without access to health care. On this Tuesday evening, I have every intention of going to bed in peace. I will not stay up to watch the election results. I will place this election in God's hands, trusting that whatever the outcome, God will use it for good. My losing sleep will not help anything. Regardless of who prevails in this election, on Wednesday morning, I plan to be strong, healthy, and ready to keep fighting the good fight for love and acceptance and affirmation for all people. I will keep showing up for marginalized populations. I will keep standing up for my Black and brown siblings and for my queer siblings. I will keep working for a community and a world that loves and cares and values all people equally. The result of the election will change none of that. In a few weeks, all of Christendom will observe the Reign of Christ Sunday. This Remembrance Day in the church calendar was created at a time when the world was in the throes of war, when fear, anxiety, doubt, and dread ruled the day, a time when democracy was in danger, when lives were threatened. More than ever, the people needed to know that in uncertain, frightening times, Jesus still reigns. In spite of all the turmoil and chaos, Jesus still reigned supreme. No dictator, no fascist leader, no self-possessed narcissistic ruler would win the day. Jesus ruled the world, not Hitler, not Mussolini, not any earthly leader. Only Christ. Christ is Lord of our lives, Lord of the world. Before I am an American, I am a Christian. My allegiance belongs to no earthly leader, to no presidential candidate. My allegiance is to Christ. My loyalty is to God's kingdom. I do not answer to the empire, no matter who leads the empire. My body, heart, and soul belong to Christ. When Election Day is over and the results have been finalized, the most important identity I bear will remain unscathed. My identity as a beloved, baptized child of God will still define my life, my ministry, my hopes, my dreams. No one will care whether I sided with the Republicans or the Democrats. As important to my identity as it is to be Mark's partner in life, Elizabeth's mom, shepherd of the Trinity flock, all pale in comparison to the fact that I have been marked with the cross of Christ, that I have been named and claimed by God, simply proclaimed, beloved child of God. In these anxious days, may you be filled with hope, confidence, and strength that no matter what happens, you will remain God's beloved child. You will still wake up on Wednesday, rise from your bed, ready to love and serve your neighbor, all of your neighbors. And you will do this because Christ expects no less from you. No matter what happens, the future is not in the hands of any earthly ruler. The future is in God's hands, and God promises a future with purpose and meaning, a future filled with hope. Trust God today and tomorrow and all the days to come. God will make a way for us. God will give us everything we need to keep serving, to keep blessing, to keep loving. On that, I would stake my life. Our future is in good hands. All will be well.